So, what do you do when you can't afford real estate? You build one yourself for free on Sims. Life hacks. You're welcome. Hi everyone, thank you so much for watching. My name is Vanessa, and in today's video we are going to be building an A-frame cabin. So if you're interested in that, then please keep on watching. So I first discovered A-frame cabins through TikTok. I didn't know what they were, I didn't know that's what they were called, and then after my discovery, I've just become obsessed with them. And so because I can't afford one, I'll just build one in Sims. So I decided to build in Windenburg. I think that's how you say it. I'm very bad with names. So I decided to build here, and I wanted to build on the island because I found that it'd be a little bit more cozy to do so. You're just surrounded by trees and the water, and you get a waterfront view. So you know, what better place to build a cabin than there? And so starting off, I wanted a wraparound porch. I liked the elevated look of having a wraparound porch. It kind of feels like it makes it a little bit more fancy, you know, a little bit more put together. I don't know why I decided that I was going to use one roof instead of breaking it off into section and having a functional second floor. As you'll see later, it's going to come back to bite me in the butt because it's not a floor, it's a roof. Because I can't have the walls up. I can't even have the walls half up just because it's not walls, it's a roof. And so when you have that option, the whole roof pops up. So I have to decorate and furnish the second floor without any walls. So I wasn't really smart about this, but in the end I liked the shape. I ended up extending the bottom section of the house just because I saw a photo of a cabin that looked like this, and you kind of see that the roof goes through the first floor, but you don't really see it on the inside, which is fine. It adds like a cool architectural detail to the build. It's still an A shape, it's still an A-frame cabin. It works, and it just adds a little pizzazz. I really wanted to go for a woodsy feel, so you know, my porch is wood, the floors are wood, and then the house is also made out of wood. It just makes it, again, feel very cozy, cottagey, cabiny. So on the first floor, I wanted it to be an open concept. A lot of these cabins were open concept. Having everything open like that just really adds to the look of it. Like, it looks really cool from the outside looking in, you know. Can't say I would enjoy this in real life because of lack of privacy, but for the game itself, I really like the look of it. So I started off with the kitchen. I'm obsessed with this countertop. I don't know why. I've used it in almost every single home that I built. I've used it as bathroom counter. I've used it as a kitchen counter, like you see here. I just love it. I just love the look of it. The only issue that I have with it is that there aren't matching cupboards, and so I'll end up struggling with that later on. And so for a cabin, I also wanted a fireplace because it makes it cozy. It makes it, I don't know, when I think of cabins, I think of coziness, fireplaces, wood. I definitely have to change up the way that I build and the way that I play. You know, I want you guys to be able to watch it and not get sick watching me play. Also, I never realized how sped up a speed build video is. I thought it was like, oh, like you just go twice as fast. But let me tell you something. It took me 8 hours to build this. I spent about 2 to 3 hours a night for 3 nights in a row just building my cabin. And I was just like, yeah, you know, I just need to speed this up, make it twice as fast. Like the math doesn't add up. 8 hours, if I double the speed, it would give me 4 hours. And for some reason, I didn't think that through. I needed to speed this up by a lot. So despite it being an A-frame, I don't know why I said despite, I want it to be a loft. So I ended up playing with the second floor a lot. You know, I debated building a separate bedroom, but then when I added the walls, it just looked weird, you know? You can't really build walls. And obviously I tried here. I tried making like a bedroom separate. But then, like, how would I even do that? You can see it's a balcony either way. Why would I just want a wall there? It looked weird. Also couldn't do it with the roof. So I just scrapped it all together and stuck with my idea of a loft. I tried adding a platform to make it look a little bit more elevated, a little bit more schmanchy, but it didn't work out. I always go back and forth between my rooms just because I end up changing my mind, which I also think is why it takes so long for me to build. Like, I'll like start off with the very basics, and then I'll come back later to decorate, just because that's just how my brain works, I guess. I know some people are able to just build a room, be done with it, and it looks great with the rest of the house. I am not that person, and I think that's okay. People have different ways of building. People have different ways of playing games, and this is just my way. The place where I found that I struggled a lot, surprisingly, was the bathroom. It's the smallest room in the house, but I didn't have a plan. Like, I go into these builds with a general idea of what I want to do, but then I don't really have a plan. When I build, it's really me just changing my mind as the whole house is coming together. One minute I like this design, the next I'm like, oh, you know what? It doesn't really tie in with my overall concept. I want to change it up, and that's what I end up doing. And so I feel like that's why it takes me as long as it does, because I'm just like sitting there and just like going, I like this, I don't like this. Oh, I finished this room, but let's tear it up and redo it again because I don't like it anymore. And that just adds to the time that it takes for me to build. I wasn't sure what I was gonna do with the back room. You know, I had that section cut out because I wanted a closet, but then I couldn't leave that empty. And if I was making a bathroom, I couldn't use that space as a bathroom. Again, I couldn't have two bathrooms. And then I also didn't want to build another bedroom. I don't know why, I just didn't want to build another bedroom. So I decided to build a laundry room, which I think is a cute idea. I mean, like, unless you have the laundry day expansion packs, your Sims doesn't have a place to do laundry, and it ends up being fine. But now that I have that pack and I have that option, I'm like, why would I build a home without a laundry room? How would they do their laundry? What are they gonna do? I know it's Sims, I know they're fine, they'll just change clothes, they'll just shower, and like no one questions it. But I'm just like, nah, you deserve a laundry room. And that's just gave me a place to decorate. I don't think, did I build a laundry room in my last week? Yes, I did. Yeah, so I think it was safe to say that most of my builds are gonna have laundry rooms. So one thing that I'm learning is that houses are easier to decorate if you make them smaller. My issue is that I don't like a lot of free space. I feel like I'm not utilizing the space well enough. And so I keep trying to add things and add things and add things. And in the end, it just doesn't look as nice as I want it to be. I try to make things more complicated, more elaborate. And so I'm starting to realize after three years of playing Sims that it's easier for me if I make the houses smaller. But my issue with that is that I don't know the dimensions. Like, I think every time I start off with the base of the house, I always think that it's way too small. There's no way I'm going to have enough space to put everything. I don't count the grid spaces, and like, I'm just not quite there yet. There are people who can be like, oh, I want my room to be 4x6. I know that's enough space for me to put an entire kitchen. And I'm just like, oh my god, is 4x6 big enough? Is like 10x10 even big enough for a kitchen? And turns out my kitchen is what? 4? It's 4x6. Like, you saw how big the house was when I first started off. I compare myself to other Simmers who have like years of experience ahead of me, who have been doing this as a source of income, who do this as their job, who, you know, are very quick at building. There are people who can do this live and it'll take them a couple hours and they're able to build an entire house, whereas, you know, it takes me a lot longer. Like I said, it takes me a very long time. And like I've watched other speed builds where I've seen people who are able to just build the layout of their house, and then they go in and they set their camera to one angle only, and they'll just build the entire room from that angle. And though it makes it easier to watch, but I'm just like, how do you guys do that? Like, I have to go back and forth. I'm always rotating. I am like changing the room shape. I've decided that this is not what I want, and I'm just like, do you guys build your entire house before you build it on camera? Like, what's going on? Because there's no way I can ever do that. Like, oh, and maybe the issue is planning. Maybe I'm not planning well enough. I just get too excited to build and I just go and I do it. Like, there's no point during my building process where if I'm really excited about the house that I hate how long it takes me. Like I hate the entire process of doing it. Like, I really enjoy building. There have been points though where I've hated the build, so I've hated building. You know what I mean? Like, I never look back at the time I spent building, I'd be like, oh my god, I can't believe it took me that long, or oh my god, I can't believe I wasted time building. Like, no, I enjoy the entire process of it. I just wish I was able to do it quicker, is what I'm trying to get at. And also, I don't know if I like brought this up in the last video, I wished there was a section in Sims where all of the knickknacks and all of the decorations are labeled as like, oh, you can put these on shelves. These can go on shelves. Because unless there is and I don't know about it, and like you need to like fill me in, but I have this issue where I like build shelves or I have bookcases and I just go in one by one trying to drag items to be put on the shelves, and it's like some of them can go on shelves, some of them can't. And yeah, I just wish that there was a section and be like, oh yeah, these items right here, you can put these on surfaces, you can put these on counters, you can put these on your wall shelves, you can put these on your bookshelves, and that would just make things so much easier than just trial and error. Because like I know for sure the tissue box can go on a shelf, the one flower vase can go on a shelf, and I know for sure that the trophies can go on shelves, but then the rest I'm just like, does this work? Does this plant work? Does this plant work? Nope. Does this plant work? Nope. Does this plant work? However, my favorite part of the entire building process is adding the plants and the garden and like the greenery and like everything. Like what's the nursery? No, the nursery is a place where you buy plants. My favorite part is just landscaping. That's the word. I love landscaping. I love playing with the different plants. I love laying them out. I love just adding the grass and adding the plants, and I find that doing that at the end just ties everything in together. I know people like build the exterior of their house and then they landscape and they go in. I don't know, I save the best for last. Landscaping is I just love the look of it. I always start with a foundation, so usually it's grass or it's bushes. I really just discovered Hawaiian grass. Like I've had the Solani expansion pack for over a year now. I built other homes. I just never used the grass for whatever reason. I guess my thought process was like, oh, like it's so small, it'll take me forever to do. But no, I think that it ended up working out. Like I really like the look of the Hawaiian grass. Before I used to use bushes in place of grass, but I'm really happy that I discovered this in my build. I realized you can rotate it, you can change it, and then it's easy to build the path that way. Just because I didn't want like a straight L-shaped path or just like a straight path, I wanted it to just kind of be like, you know, this. And so being able to rotate the Hawaiian grass, because you get like diagonal, because you can get like half a grid of grass, you're able to really build that like rounded shape of a path. And that's why I decided to use it, and like now I'm obsessed with that too. And then afterwards I'll go in with shrubs and flowers, and that just adds a pop of color, because just adding shrubs and flowers on their own, like that ends up being too messy in my opinion. It also doesn't take up a lot of space, and so I want like a very uniform look for my grass. And then afterwards I'll go in and I'll add a little bit of, you know, pizzazz, just like bushes, flowers. I find that even if your house isn't necessarily the nicest on the outside, once you add all that greenery in, all the flowers, all the plants and everything, it just looks a little bit more elevated. Is that the word we want to use to describe that? It just looks put together. I don't know. That's my opinion. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I'm so happy you guys joined me here today. Please like and or subscribe if you want to. And remember to stay hydrated, wear sunscreen, and just be a good human. I'll see you guys next time. Bye! I had to add this little slideshow, this little preview. You know, it reminds me of like the real estate videos you see where they're trying to sell your home. So Remax, hire me.